Hello, welcome to Terraform Bites, a segment where we build infrastructure in minutes. My name is Christopher Etu. Today, we will build our first AWS VPC in US East 1 that will deploy the following resources: one VPC, one internet gateway, 3 private subnets and 2 public subnets in different AZs, a NAT gateway in one of the public subnets, and finally 2 routing tables that automatically associate to subnet based on either they are public or private. To start, let's go to Terraform Registry and look for m:2, where we have custom module. We scroll down to where we have the code sample, and we're going to use this sample code. Back to Visual Studio, and we simply paste it in here. Let's now format our code by moving the various blocks of code in their respective TF files. Now let's update our variable values. The VPC demo will be training VPC 01. The region will be US East 1. And the CIDR block will be 200. Quick side note regarding the subnet variable. The key represents the variable name. The first value represents the AZ, followed by the subnet. And then the last value determines if it's a public subnet or private subnet. And this also affects the route association. Now let's initialize the module using Terraform init. Another side note, here we are using AWS Provider 5.0, which means that if there's a latest version, you can simply update that. Now let's run Terraform Plan to see the summary of the resources that are going to be created. And here we can see the output of those resources. Now we can proceed with Terraform apply or to approve to now create the resources. Okay, while the resource creation is ongoing, let's come over here and see what is going on. We are in the US East 1 region right now. Let's refresh this page. We can see the deployment has started. It's going to take a while for all the resources to be provisioned. And one of them that takes more time is the NAT gateway. And we just have to wait for that one. In the meantime, we can take a look at this and see what's going on. This is the VPC, and you can see the VPC name has been assigned automatically. We have the CIDR block, which is a 200 nets. Because the subnets are already created, let's just target our VPC itself. And you can see we have 3 public subnets and 3 private subnets. We can simply click on each of them and see a sample. This is a private VPC. The routing table is still under deployment because the NAT gateway is not ready yet. But if we go to the public routes, we can see that we already have a default gateway to the IGW that is being created. Let's go back here. NAT gateway is still under deployment. And also if we go to the routing table, see the routing table, there's only one that is created right now, which is the public, because until the NAT gateway is created, there's no possibility to have the routes defined. Okay, let's go back to NAT gateway, still loading. Okay, it looks like we have one now available. And back into the terminal, we can see pretty well that these are all the resources that are created. The VPC, the two main route table, one public, one private, one at gateway, which is somewhere here, this one, and then the various subnets and the VPC ID itself. Now let's go back, and then we go back to our routes and we refresh this page. Here we go. Now we have a private routing table, and then we can see it's pointing to the NAT gateway. And if you also go to your subnet and you select one of the private, now we can see that, yes, we have a route to the NAT gateway. Now, as I was saying initially, it looks like we've created more subnet than anticipated. Let's now go back and simply adjust that. We said we're going to create 3 private subnets and 2 public subnets. For that reason, I'm going to drop one of the subnets. And we just come back over here and run Terraform Auto Approve because I know what it's going to build. Let's come back over here and we wait for this third one to be deleted. Let's see how far. Okay, it looks like it's already out and the number has reduced also over here. Refresh this page and we can see public subnet 3 is gone. Basically, using this module, you can just do any adjustment you want. You can add more subnet or remove any subnet you want. And for this example, maybe I'm going to add one additional private subnet for reference. I'm just going to copy this block and name it 4, as well as adjusting the CIDR block. And also change the AZ to US East 1C. Now let's run Terraform apply auto approve one more time. And here we go. Now we have a 4th private subnet that is added with the subnet ID. Let's go to the console now to see if that is the case. We refresh this one. Here we go. We have a 4th private subnet with automatic routing pointing to the NAT gateway. And the CIDR block is as anticipated, which is 200.40. And the AZ is US East 1. In summary, here we go. Now, to wrap this all up, let's destroy everything that we've created by just running Terraform destroy. This is going to give us an output of all the resources that are going to be deleted. And then we just approve it and we are done. Here we go. We're going to have a total of 18 resources to be deleted, and these are all of them. We just say yes to this. And we wait for all the resources to be terminated. Here we go. We have all 18 resources destroyed. We come back to here. We just refresh our page and we notice that everything is literally gone. There's no more VPC training as we anticipated. It's gone. Subnets now fully clean, only left with the default subnet from AWS itself. In summary, we just finished deploying a VPC in a matter of minutes by simply using our own custom module. If you're interested in the source code, you can just go to our GitHub repository, clone it, and do the necessary changes that you're looking for. I hope you find this interesting, and see you on our next segment. Thank you.